Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 36 of the BirDie Golf Club podcast. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I know I certainly am enjoying being the host of the podcast and what it's become. What's happened this week in the world of golf? I mean, Cam Young gets his first win and reacts exactly as you'd expect. I think I saw a very slight smile. Very slight. He didn't let much happen, did he? Admittedly, I am talking a bit sort of ignorantly here. I literally just watched the highlight of his winning putt and that was it. And then just saw a plaque of him holding 1,000, which I'm guessing means 1,000 starts. Again, I'm speaking pretty ignorantly. He is a very nothingy character in the game, but an excellent golfer and a pretty deserved win, no doubt. That was bound to happen at some point. But I've heard him described as the Eeyore of golf, and I'd pretty much agree. But congratulations to Cam Young. That's all I can think of really in the top of my head of what's happened. As far as my golf goes, I played the best golf of my life and the worst golf of my life within an 18-hole stretch. I had 9 holes where I managed to shoot a 48, which included 2 triples and 1 quad bogey. Which left me 12 over par after 9 holes at Seaford Head Golf Course. And then I was playing with my good friend Matt, and I said to him, because it was actually quite a close match at that point, and I said to him, I'm just going to go and shoot like a level par, under par, back nine. He laughed. We both laughed because the golf I was playing didn't tell you that might happen. And then I proceeded to shoot a 35 even par, back nine, my best 9 holes of golf ever, and didn't feel like I was playing that much different to when I shot the 48, other than not trying too hard. That's pretty much it. Golf is weird. It's a weird game, but that's why we love it. That's what keeps us coming back. So I know some good golf's in there. It's just a case of tidying up the silly stuff. So I'm sure I'm in the same place as the majority of you. Anyway, this week's episode of the BirDie Golf Club podcast is with Neil Williams. And Neil, I came across his Instagram page, and I think I talk about it in our conversation, but he just struck me as somebody that loved his job and that came through with a big smile on his face with everyone that he teaches as a PGA professional. And yeah, Neil's a great chat. He's a really, really lovely guy. And if you haven't already, go and find him on Instagram. And yeah, I think we pick up some interesting tips from Neil. I think some of my preconceived notions around the golf swing and what coaches want, I think he corrects me on a couple of those things, but in such a polite way that I didn't even notice. That's Neil. So forgive my viewpoints if they are completely skewed, and just listen to Neil. Neil was great. So I hope you enjoy this episode of the podcast. I know you're going to. And if you're new here, thank you so much for finding the podcast, and I hope you continue to enjoy it. And if you are enjoying it and haven't done yet, if you could leave a 5-star review, leave a few words if you're on Apple Podcasts, and just share with your friends. It means very, very much. It means so much. So I really would appreciate that. Anyway, that's enough of me jabbering on. So Neil, I came across your page. Oh, I don't know how long ago now. It must have been about 3 or 4 months ago, something like that, on
Yeah,
Instagram. And the
by
one thing,
the
yeah,
putter, wasn't it?
yes, that's it, mate. Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
was the putted. It
yeah,
was runner golf, which I'm sure we'll get onto like
yeah.
a bit later on. But one thing that struck me from your reels of being a PGA coach like you are was how likable you were.
Oh.
Just yeah, well, I'll start it with a little compliment, and
That's
there's not going to be any harshness attached to it.
the only
But
one
how
you
like
get, is it?
yeah, that's it. But the rest of it was really bad. No, no,
Yeah.
it was how it was how likable you were, and the fact that I could tell with your students they were getting your enthusiasm in their coaching as well, which might be something which perhaps people have gone to and had like experiences before, not necessarily something that translates sometimes when you go to a coach. So
Yeah.
how have you maintained that enthusiasm, and what's your like source of it basically?
Oh, great question. Love that.
It started with a good one. They get worse from here, I
Yeah,
promise.
it was. I think I think it's doing what you enjoy, and that reflects of your persona and your keenness and your hype that you're pushing out,
Mm,
and your passion and your love for what you do for your career. Really, I think if you
mm,
follow that, you tend to reflect that. Um, and no, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you've sort of seen that, because it's definitely what I want to try to put across, not deliberately, but I'm just enjoying what I'm doing
mm.
and see where it goes with it. Really, it's just keep on doing it. What I'm doing.
No, absolutely, mate. Where did it all, when did you first, let's go all the way back. When did you first pick up a golf club?
Okay, so family. I've got still got some videos of me with my granddad. I must have been like 2 years old. Dad's put me like with my feet shoulder apart, and I'm swinging away like this, trying to hit the golf ball. Nearly hit my granddad's. You know what? At the same time, little did I know, I'm still swinging away, trying to hit the golf ball. And yeah, it went from there really. So I never really had a lesson up until when I was 21. My dad sort of showed me the directions of it all. His handicap was 12. My handicap was 12 as well. We had a good battle on the golf course. Unfortunately, he passed away when I was 21. I'm 42 now, so it's been some time.
Mm,
Um, and After that, I started having lessons. So I was 21, had all the experience with playing golf once or twice a week with my family, and started having lessons with my coach. And I got my handicap from down from 12 down a 1 in about a year and a bit.
wow.
And I always remember my coach saying, "Well, if you enjoy golf, why don't you teach it?" I'm like, you know what? And I was working for my father at that time, and I didn't quite know where my route was to go down, because obviously he passed away. So
Mm,
I dived into sort of that really, and just tried to and I appreciate what golf's done for me, because it was a bit of a
mm,
difficult part, and golf and just anything sports related, I think, or anything, if you throw yourself at it and you can sort of see yourself get better
yeah,
from your actions, has a mentally sort of strength to it. So I appreciate what golf's done for me. And then I suppose what I'm trying to do is put that to people, or if I see that sort of language I'm hearing from clients, I can then sort of relate that and try to allow the golf can help them. I've had students have come in and said, "Look, Neil, golf's not good for me at the moment. You're either make or break me. You're either because otherwise I'm throwing the clubs out the bag. It's like I've done
yeah,
with it." So, and also I've had some people who are like, very quite on mentally quite tough for
mm,
themselves, had a bereavement or whatever, and try to use golf as they realize that golf can be similar to where I was before, really,
mm,
and is picking up on that and allow golf to help them come out of it, really, I suppose.
yeah,
And that's what I found, what's golf done for me. And so maybe I'm reflecting that and trying to, not trying to put that, but I can sort of see that
yeah,
from clients, and trying to amplify that really, and that enjoyment really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's interesting. Like, I imagine in that situation, because sometimes sympathy can be a sort of mask um, for empathy sometimes, can't it? And you can, you sort of see these people that sometimes they're trying to display sympathy, but empathy is something where you've experienced it and then you can come across it. For you, golf was something that
yeah,
you could channel your grief at the time into, but
yeah,
in a positive way. A lot of the time, some people just sort of will take up something and drop it because maybe it hasn't
yeah,
filled the void and things like that as well. So
yeah,
you having that experience in that situation is so unique as well. So for people to be able to draw on your experience for it, you must have seen some
yeah,
quite touching sort of stories really with it throughout your
yeah,
time, though.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's um, yeah, there was one. There's a few. There was a lady. She's her father passed. Her husband passed away on the golf course. The same as my father as
Wow.
well. And she's come to me and she sort of really opened up, and I
Mm,
explained it to her as well. So we just had quite a touching moment, sharing our experiences from that. And yeah, I've known her since the best part of 5 6 years, and she
mm,
often comes in. She said a good like at the start. She was like once, twice a month. No, like once a week, and it's sort of. But yeah, she's it's like a nice way to sort of chat,
yeah.
maybe sort of unload on the way she was feeling about things, the bereavement and stuff. And I was obviously mentioned it to my mother. She's obviously going through the same thing as me, so, as her. So um, yeah, I think she's, I regard her as a good friend, and yeah, she had a bit of a wrist injury,
Mm,
um, but yeah, there's and it's very rewarding.
mm,
And to do that for help someone to to get out of that, and from what I've my experience as well, is very rewarding. And
yeah.
I know I'm not going to be a multimillionaire, but I feel like I am a multimillionaire
Yeah.
from because of that experience, and what I deliver for clients. And yeah, yeah, I can't. I think Dad would be up there going, "Well done, mate."
Oh, well, mate. At the end of the day, if you can say that, I mean, multi-millions, those people aren't generally happy anyway. There's a certain amount that people have, and there seems to be this sort of cap of what brings you joy. And
Yeah,
I think the fact that you were saying you do what you love, so work
yeah,
isn't even work. It's
no,
hard work, of course it is, like everything,
yeah,
but you don't even view it that way. I mean, you're doing what you want to do, every
yeah,
day when you wake up, and that's bring
yeah,
people joy out on the golf course through hopefully playing some better golf and handling their mental side of the game better,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So if someone came to you, what would you say like your key tenets of being a student of yours would be? So what they're going to take away from it, from the experience.
What I try to assess is how they deal with themselves on the golf course.
Mm,
Because you're only on your own out there.
mhm,
And so it's what they go through. So being dyslexic, there's a bit of I can see sort of a bit of a pattern from clients. So I get them to hit like half dozen shots, and I can just observe their emotional roller coaster after hitting some shots. And I try to sort of like direct that focus into one particular part, so that
mm,
they might be able to start to see a bit of a pattern with their shots, more of a more of a constructive pattern.
mm,
And then they can sort of like get your dispersion a bit more tighter and tighter, rather than completely sort of random sort of shots on it.
yeah.
So that's how I try to sort of tap into um, the ethos of the lesson during my lessons, really. Yeah,
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 I like that. I like that because do you obviously like the golf industry went through a stage. I think when I was young and playing, every golf coach was teaching the perfect swing. So like what was that like 20 years ago, that was what was viewed as being a golf coach is to teach
yeah.
like the perfect swing.
McAgrady type of thing, and like, yeah,
Exactly, getting you into positions
yeah,
and it really, I went for one group lesson when I was a kid, and it was a really embarrassing situation because I turned up. It was a junior lesson, but I was probably about 13. I turn up, start hitting balls at the range, waiting for this group lesson to start, and then literally like 17 or 18 4 to 6 year olds turn up and take up the bays next to me, and I realise it's like a proper junior like golf lesson, and I'm double the age of
right.
everyone else there. And like the guy came over to me, you can tell he's just like, this probably isn't for you. But then immediately started to sort of show me these positions and things like that. And for me at that point, I just want to see the ball consistently go up in the air. Like, it's pretty
Yeah,
simple as a kid. You just want to hit it as far as you can, ideally, and just see it go up in the air more often than not than sculling it across the floor. But it seemed that there was more of a leaning towards like, if we can get you here, then in 2 or 3 years' time, you're going to see like the benefits of it, essentially. And
yeah,
that's like a really hard sell to a junior golfer who
yeah.
has their certain way. How do you find that now? Because I'm guessing you're probably, I might be wrong. You might tell me here like, no, 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 I try and put people in positions and everything, but you're probably more catering to the fact that there's a swing DNA going on. That seems to be a word that's used a lot now.
Yeah, there's I think well, certainly with juniors you can have fun by learning.
Mm,
So just having fun out there. I try to not to give positions.
mm,
Um More like positions would be like fire throughs, impact position is
yeah,
essential, I think. Um um in but don't not getting stressed about it depending on their age really and their sort of
yeah,
ability really, but certainly just having some fun with it all, and yeah, like learning from from their experience, like if it's gotten too long or too short, working the swing, like length of swing, set up. I think your positions would
yeah,
be set up as well, I suppose, obviously. I think drilling in some good fundamentals,
yes,
yeah, like set up, impact position, learning, understanding of how important impact position is.
mm,
Get them to just sort of like drill it into them, so they can, as they progress, they can ask questions and sort of appreciate the impact position.
yeah,
Um, and setup, maybe getting them to understand how important setup is and what it's doing. Um, and the follow through,
yeah,
yeah, is essential, really. So I think those three things,
yeah,
without sort of too much thinking about it, I suppose it's like essential for my junior teaching.
mm,
Um, yeah, and also like looking at their how they're responding to things and their attitude to things as well. I
mm,
think golf can give definitely a nice bit of etiquette.
mm,
If you're learning, if you enjoy learning, golf's your thing.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
And so if you can sort of like see that from the juniors side of things, you can then just obviously relate that to the parent or the guardian, and just sort of like say that they've got potential, really,
Yeah,
purely because of their sort of like intuition, and maybe sort of like they might not get it, they not might not be hitting some bad shots, but they're asking the right questions and they're asking like their listening skills.
mm.
Definitely could have potential. I mean, I'm a great I'm a prime example. I've never, all my juniors, like, there's like, dude, he's never going to be, he's never going to be a golf professional. Little did I know that eventually I did, but only because I put my heart into it, or I had thought about it, and
Mm,
I got better, really. So, yeah, I don't think. I don't think from a junior point of view, it's not necessarily no, no, sorry, a junior point of view, but looking at a junior, it doesn't necessarily mean that they've got to hit like really good shots. It's I think it's
Yeah,
how they taken on things and learning skills. I think
yeah.
that's what I look at
So if
essentially.
they'd have like gone away and clearly, thought about it, come
Yeah,
back and speaking to you, that's like a great sign, right? Because
yeah,
they're not
yeah,
just
definitely.
there for the hour and then forget about it until next week.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few juniors. They come back sort of super excited about they've played some golf with the family and stuff, or they're talking about golf, or yeah, I think that's really a cool thing to hear and to encourage,
Mm,
and yeah, and just go from that. And no doubt, I mean, I've still got pals that have been playing golf since I was 10 years old,
yeah,
and that's what golf's about, really, isn't it? Definitely the social side of things and stuff, and yeah, no, I love it. Yeah,
yeah. I can tell you love it, Neil. Like I said, like honestly, like, you can see sometimes when someone has sort of fallen out of love with the game because they're surrounded by it. There's many
yeah.
sayings in it, don't get into, you know, the business of golf because then you never golf. That seems to be like something people say. That doesn't seem to be that something that you
I've definitely
partake in.
found a nice happy medium.
Yeah.
After lockdown, I was like, but well, before lockdown, I was playing events, getting stressed about it, not performing very well, having to work on my game, coming in with some bad rounds. Clients are going, "What's happened there?" Or your kids going, and then you play your absolute worldie. You play like 1, 2 under, and you come like 10th, and it's like there's
Yeah.
so many great golfers out there. So
Yeah.
I just found it frustrating. And then lockdown came on, and it's just sort of really appreciate. I really appreciate what really meant for me.
Mm.
Found friends and family, and I found a love for it, I guess. And so I'm in that sort of nice. I know where I'm happy with. Just like if I can take the beer money from my mates, I'm happy with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
um,
mate. That's great. And with the Instagram, obviously, actually, before I get to that, would you say that junior golfers are where is that the sort of age of golfers that is probably your favorite to teach, or would you say that there's also like great reward in sort of like teaching like adult golfers where maybe it's a little bit trickier to they're a little bit less malleable, I guess would be the best way of saying it, an adult golfer, right? They've kind of maybe got their entrenched things that they do and it can be a bit more of a struggle. So what age group would you say is the most enjoyable to teach?
um, I get enjoyment out of. I wouldn't say what I like to what I want to get out from a lesson. Me personally,
Mm,
was that I can stretch um my ability to teach better from that lesson. So that
okay.
if I've
Yeah.
got a really difficult client, whether it's there's such a hard cookie to crack, like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
still over the top, is like, dudes, like, and I'm trying, I'm really thinking of off the cuff. I think that would be whether it's a junior, whether it's a senior chap, whether it's a tour pro, where it's whatever.
Mm,
If I can sort of say things or it's literally just off the cuff or something what I never even thought of, that's where I get my enjoyment from. Where
mm.
rather than me saying like, "Oh, you come over the top, right? Let's do this." Oh, brilliant. Okay, well that was easy.
Right.
I
Yeah.
quite like the challenge of a golfer, whether it's a complete beginner golfer and just doesn't quite get it, or
Mm,
and I quite like the idea of that, and 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 just really for me to sort of like I'll get more of a sense of the treatment going. You know what? I think he actually got it at that end
nice.
that
Yeah.
session, and yeah, I think that's where I get my enjoyment from. Um, Whether it's a junior, not, or whatever, I think.
That's a nice way to look at it. It's like a blank canvas every time, but sometimes, the picture can be hard to draw. I'm guessing that's sort of,
Yeah,
and you almost get a little bit more enjoyment because I guess you then have to come up with, you probably got your go-to things for like sorting out an over the top swing.
yeah,
But if
yeah,
that doesn't work, you've then got to, on the fly, think, right, what does this
yeah.
person do for a living? What, all these little things that might
Totally.
maybe help. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What other sports they've done, or how they, yeah, just those little things that they might just get, and I'm just throwing stuff at them, maybe just not literally, but that could be
Hey,
work.
if it works, if it works.
It's either a big stick or a carrot, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, yeah, it's just like sort of like off the cuff sort of stuff, and you tend to get a little more experience, I think, as a
Mm,
coach, in order to use that as another thing to use for another client. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
No, that's great. And who are there any sort of like, notable names that you've worked with in the game that have maybe gone on to do some really cool things?
Um, so back in the day, there was a chap called Mike Brown. He
Okay.
was a from the army and from Salisbury. So I
Hmm.
got to know him when he was 18 handicap or so. He
Hmm.
used to come into the shop and gave him some lessons, and we had some real good fun. Played a lot of golf with each other, and his handicap went from like 18 to scratch, really. And
Wow.
now he's on the tour.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, he's amputee.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So go give him a look up. He's a
Mike
really
Brown. I'm
nice
going to write it
guy.
down.
Yeah, Mike Brown. It'd be a good one to chat. Actually, he's got some fantastic stories.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, he's just gone strength to strength. Sponsors, etc., etc. He's got some really good accolades since he's been doing it. He's got an incredible story. So I'm not saying it's my help at all, but I think I might have had a little bit of good. Yeah, I've given him some help with things, and definitely
Absolutely.
he would definitely vouch for me. Um,
Yeah.
um, um, No, maybe I haven't really looked at it. Nothing, nothing top of my head, I suppose. Um,
I've put
would
you
you
on the
think
spot.
that? Yeah,
But I've put you on the spot,
got me on the spot. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Remembering names for me is a nightmare as well. So it's just, even if it might, like you said, that story, that experience of somebody who clearly had a knack for the game as well, in
yeah,
the sense of to bring it down like that quickly, but to be able to help, and obviously with the difficulties as well, being an amputee
yeah,
and the skill that would have taken from you to be able to sort of try and put yourself in that situation. Okay, what kind of feeling do you need here to make that work? I guess that was quite a collaborative effort.
yeah. I mean, he was going to do it anyway, regardless of like who we met. But it was just a nice pleasure to sort of and we can share our experiences. Like I think our
Mm,
passion and like from everybody, anyone who's had some sort of bereavement or tough times,
mm,
they can really sort of focus and channel that into sports, and that's what we both sort of appreciate each other.
mm.
When we're spending some time with each other. Um, yeah, and sort of like we just help each other out from there, really. And so yeah, he's gone from strength to strength, really, from it
That's
all.
amazing, Neil. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And when did you decide to? When did you start your Instagram account to sort of accompany the coaching?
Um, I don't know, 2013, 12, I think, maybe.
Wow, yeah, so it's been going a while.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I started YouTube
Hmm.
back in the day, and I enjoyed that, the editing side of things, but then I thought I saw some signs of growth through Instagram. So I threw myself at Instagram a bit more so, and then neglected YouTube a little bit. I've got about 800 followers on YouTube still,
Still pretty good going.
but I'm going to restart it again.
Mm.
I found the passion for more editing on it. I think I can cram a little bit more footage in for the YouTube. So I've started that along with my um, Instagram. So yeah, watch this
Nice.
space. I've got sort of like golf. I'm going to call it golf uncovered.
Okay.
Um, so it's exploring sort of different like adventures and journeys I've taken, but I'm video and documenting it all. Get
That's
to know
awesome.
sort of experiences and trying to look up the sort of the people side of things. You know, if I went to like an event or something like that, try to speak to the people there and just sort of understand why they're doing what are they doing and what the journey is like. You just interview like with yourself and just
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to just, lift the lid on that sort of adventure I went on to really. So I'm going to
I
be
love that.
documenting on that, and also I think the start of the year on Insta, I challenged myself. New Year's resolution is if I'm going to do 10 rounds under par. So
Okay.
that's my challenge. So I'm going to document that and so if I obviously I'm sure I'm going to find it challenging from certainly many rounds. I've got 1 out of 10.
Hey, it's a start.
It's a
You know, you
start. It's
know,
a
you know.
start. So I'm going to learn ways of how I can improve on that. Yeah, I'm going to present that on YouTube as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm quite excited about that. I'm sure it'll last. It's about consistency, isn't it? And I think if I can maintain that consistency, I think I'll do all right with it all.
Yeah, I love that idea though, because like it's that's kind of with this podcast, that's one of the things I really wanted to do is, you can talk to people, um, and the big names in the game obviously get a lot of attention. And
Yeah,
rightly so. I mean, they're,
yeah,
either brilliant personalities that are also incredible at golf. But golf is a story of millions of people
mm,
around the world. And some people, either, if they don't want to talk, then that's fine. But obviously everyone has a story to tell in the game of golf. And I think that's what's amazing sometimes when you go out there and you play on like a Friday afternoon, you look across the golf course and there's literally 100 people there of all different ages that have all
yeah,
either played the game for 70 years or have played the game for 5 minutes. And it's like, what led you here? Because this is such a brutally difficult game to try and
very
play.
true. Yeah,
And
yeah,
we're all here giving it a go at different levels and with different stories. And so I think that's a great idea, Neil. I love that. I love that. That's going to be
yeah,
great
yeah.
to watch.
Yeah, that, it is definitely like that. It's just understanding people's stories, isn't it?
Mm.
And just appreciate where they've come from with it all and what golf's helped out in their lives. I think it's a really interesting sort of like understanding. And so I think I sort of can. I'm always look. I suppose I like to look for similar people who are the same sort of got the same interest or the same sort of like uh, similar history or not history, but the journey you've sort of had together. We can then I don't know share sort of like experiences with each other. I suppose that's what I wouldn't say looking out for, but I'd be sort of like interested in that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah,
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 that's awesome, mate. I love that. I love that. And that's again just drawing on your sort of empathetic nature through your experience of really tough times.
yeah,
Which is
yeah. I
and people warm to that just
yeah.
generally.
Yeah. I think it's quite powerful, isn't it? To sort of
Mm.
like, to hear that from other people, and you tend to sort of like, you know, build your maintains your passion, doesn't it, for
Yeah,
things, and it maintains your desire and your growth for things,
yeah,
doesn't it? If you can sort of hear other people's stories and their success from it all, or even their tough times, and sort of
yeah,
like, but they're looking at other things in order to get themselves better. So they might be in that sort of beta mode on things,
Yes.
but it's just, I think it's just like sharing their people's journeys, like you say, um,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they're willing to.
Yeah, that's going to
Some
be the
might
tough
be a
balance, right? Yeah. They'll start telling you, and then they see sort of like the camera coming up.
yeah, 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 exactly.
And they're like, oh, I didn't know it was this.
Yeah, yeah. You just need those glasses on.
Hey, it's an idea. Get the old meta glasses on and you'll be fine, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And then, yeah, like I said, when we said at the start, the first reel I came across, which was yours and then gave you a follow straight away, was when you discovered, um, like me, um, runner golf and the putters. I mean, you want to speak to that experience at all, Neil? Because you were at the PGA show. Was it
Yeah, that's
the
right. Yeah,
yeah
yeah,
PGA
yeah.
show here?
Yeah, so there was done some coaching for the PGA at the British Golf Show.
Mm.
And right next door to us was the runner. What do you call it? The
Stand booth.
stand, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to Marcus, I think. Was it Marcus? I think. Um, and yeah, we had a little part, and it's like, what is this? And it went from there really, and done a video for them, Instagram, and yeah, it was. I mean, you definitely can see the results, and I think that speaks volumes of like
Mm,
rather than selling it with the set spiel, they're literally just like you can sort of see the difference to it.
mm,
And I think that really is quite powerful, isn't it? It's just like you can actually see the results from it. Um, yeah, and so then they've asked me to be an ambassador in the UK
mm,
from that, which is super cool. So I've got that in my on my social on my handle.
mm,
And so I'm not as a what do you call it, a fitter because they've just given me a putter. I've done the training, done like I had some discussions about it all and the concept of it all. So I've downloaded the app. I've got the app now, which was I can't remember. It was Golf Boy, I think they call
golf
it.
boy. Yeah, yeah.
So I've done a couple of clients for that, for them and gone through the whole process of all of it. So that's in place and order. So
Awesome.
yeah, yeah, I think they're just building up a new website. I mentioned it to them to say about it would be cool to get them sort of like have it on their website. And they said they're in the development on it all. So I'll be on their
Hmm.
website as a when it's a guided um not a fitting because they don't want to because
Sure.
you've got a suitcase of all their putters, but
Yes.
um,
You're almost given a guided tour of how to
yeah,
get fit,
yeah,
essentially through
exactly,
their
yeah,
website. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it would be using my putter, but they'd be using the changing the weights to accommodate. So the bigger picture with things, not exactly
Yes.
their putter, but once they ordered it, they come back with their old with their putter, and I can then go through the whole process of fixing it and making adjustments to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, some really good positive feedback on it straight away.
I think it's like nothing. It's literally like nothing that's out there. And I think because like the golfing world is swept up in zero talk at the moment. And because when I first spoke to Simon, it was back in
That's it, Simon. Yeah,
January,
right.
January of this year. I spoke to Simon, and it was just because I stumbled across their Instagram page, saw the putters, and just thought there's I haven't seen anything like that, but yet it makes complete sense. And when he was describing it to me, because I said, being ignorant, I was like, but can you make it zero talk? Because that's, at the time, everyone's talking about
Uh,
lab, TaylorMade are coming out with their zero talk version, all these things. And he's like, yeah, if it suits your putting stroke. He's like, we can make it zero talk, no problem at all. Like that can be done. He's like, but it has to work for your putting stroke. And hearing him say that, I then thought, oh
what
yeah,
the?
so true. Yeah, yeah. I was like, every putter you've ever picked up, whether you've been fitted for it or not, the fitting process is basically fitting you into that putter.
Mm.
It's not making the putter fit into your putting stroke because putting is a really individual thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when you look at, I love it when you like on Golf Boy or when you see those lasers on the ground, you see people's putting strokes where it actually goes. To change that without, you know, going to see Phil Kenyon, do you know what I mean? And having
Yeah.
hours and hours and hours of lessons or whatever it might be. To change that is very difficult. And what's the one thing people don't like practicing? It is putting, isn't it? At the end of the
Yeah.
day, they don't love practicing it, and it's understandable because it's not the most fun thing in the world to sit on a putting green and just hit putts
Hurts.
up. Everyone wants to go to the range and just smash
Smash
balls, of,
balls.
of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
So so making putting easier through the sense of that this putter is fit for you is great, and the proof was in the pudding for me. Yeah, when they, I was really fortunate to sort of talk to Simon and then sort of communicate with him, and he wanted me to try it out, and we done the fitting process online, and then I literally got it on. I think I got the putter on the Wednesday, and on the Friday I was going on a golf trip, and I had
Oh
no
yeah, I
time.
saw that.
I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
no I had no time to even literally my first part was on the practice green of the golf trip that I went on,
yeah.
and I did the thing you're meant to do when you first get it of where did your first 10 putts end up? Was it to the right, long, short, left? Made the adjustment with the weights in the back, and I think I had a round where I hit like 28 putts, which was for me was like I've never been south of 30 before. No way, you know? And
Really,
I mean,
yeah.
the movable weight technology just seems so obvious now, doesn't it? In
Yeah,
putters.
I don't see. I mean, you had a few. Remember Rifle? Do you remember the,
Mm,
the, the brand called Rifle? They had movable weights, and then you had sort of like Titleist had sort of like weights in them, but it was super expensive to change.
right.
And I don't see. I don't how we've got to a point where only just now we've
Mm,
now got a putter um, which is able to custom fit. We do that with putt drivers. That's been in the make for absolute years.
yeah.
Um, and they've managed to do it. So
And how many
hopefully,
drives do you hit in a round?
oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. How many putts? It's the
Yeah.
the most used club.
Yeah.
And I thought it was I thought it was really, really eye-opening. And I'm hoping to go over to France later on in the year actually and visit the
Yeah.
warehouse
That'd be cool.
and see how it's all done and hopefully, show everyone else as well because rightly so they're getting the attention they deserve right now because it's
Yeah,
an
definitely.
awesome
It's
brand.
good. It's quality as well. It's they haven't
Mm.
it is quality gear as well. A lot of people say, like, "So you got batteries in it?" I'm buying it. It creates a lot of attention. It is the design's cool.
Yes.
And a friend of mine actually said, he said, regardless of what obviously you had the opportunity to talk to them. Would you
Mm.
actually get that? Would you actually use that for your patent? I was like, without knowing now, there's an option for fitting,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I've just gone through the journey of like that's your putter. So I've accepted that is my putter, if that makes sense. I've put in
Yes.
the information in, the IO sorts it all out, and now so it's kind of like it's a bit of like sometimes it's like you think you think that's what your putter, but
Mm.
it isn't not really your putter. It's
Yeah.
sort of like but
Yeah.
yeah,
If
no,
I miss a putt now,
yeah,
I know it's something that I've done.
yes,
I can't blame the putter. That putter was literally fit
yeah,
like to what was it over 1,000 configuration opportunities that you can have with run a golf putter, and
yeah,
that was my configuration. So whatever's happened between the ball and the putter and my putting stroke is me.
Yeah.
I've picked the wrong line. I've decided I'm gonna overly push that putt. If I'd just made my putting stroke, the ball would have gone where I at least intended for it to go.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm improving on the pace of it. I need to get more confident on getting it past the hole.
yes, yeah.
So it's all of them pretty much online
Hmm.
because the stroke's decent, club face is decent. It's just trying to have the ability to feel confident over the putt. I'm quite conservative when it comes to putt. I'm usually sort of like I don't attack it as much as I should do sometimes because I know when I did attack it, it goes straight through the back. Maybe we should have done it on a downhill putt, Neil.
I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Never
um,
ideal, is it?
yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to improve on my game is I now know my putting game is I now know it's online. Just make sure I get past the hole. Every single putt, I need to get past the hole. That's what I'm
Yeah,
intending to do. And it gives
yeah,
you the ability, the putter gives that ability because it's taken one variable out of, club face and swing path, or club face even. Um, yeah, so now I think the putter's giving me that position now where I can just think about pace,
yeah,
get past the hole.
yeah. Just confidence inspiring, isn't it? At
Yeah,
the end of the
definitely.
day. That's what
Yeah,
ended up happening that first weekend I had it, and since then as well, is my mates afterwards. I think it's like one of the key selling points I think that comes with the runner golf putter is that he said to me at the end of the weekend, and a few of them said the same thing. You were standing over 10-foot putts like they were 4-footers,
yeah,
and that's how I felt. Do you know what I mean? Like it didn't. Obviously you're 15, you're 20-foot putts. You're not really expecting to make those. You're
that's
just
cool.
you're
Your
trying
mates to
to.
say that as well. That's cool.
Yeah, because they wanted nothing more
Mm.
than me to fail with that putter when I
Yeah,
turned up.
yeah, totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get the same thing. He's like, oh, he's made another putt, Neil. So, yeah, all right, another putt. It is simple, isn't it?
Oh
Honestly,
yeah.
we almost shouldn't tell people about this putter.
No. But then ever since then, every time I've played around, one of them will come over, pick it up, have a little
Yeah,
putt with it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it does feel nice that."
yeah,
Uh, you
exactly.
know, People get so entrenched with sort of the traditional brands within the game that if a new one comes out, there's that, initial wariness of, but is it as good as my Scotty or is it as good as my
Yeah,
TaylorMade? And runners the real deal. I think it will just be only a matter of time before, you see it in the hands of tour players. I think at some point it's gonna
yeah,
happen.
yeah, definitely.
It's gonna happen,
Yeah,
which is awesome. So
yeah,
you got you got anything exciting else coming up, Neil, that you're looking forward to? Obviously, you got the YouTube stuff which you're picking back up again.
yeah.
Um,
Um, so I've got some golf trips. Actually, I've got to had the pleasure of getting to know Simon Dyson,
mhm.
ex-European Tour player, 6 times. Um, he's from Manchester, real nice, good guy. And he's gone to one of my golf trips years ago, along with Jamie Donaldson,
Mm.
um, the Aim Point chap, and um, we were sort of seeing each other now and again, Simon, from events and stuff like that. And nice to catch up with him. It was nice for him to ask if I wanted to join Alex Clapp, Pete Lockie, and himself on a golf trip
Oh, lovely.
to where is it in Greece. So we're
Oh,
doing
wow.
that in May. So that's going to be super cool. So I've got
Yeah.
that in develop. I've got a few other golf holidays, and one in October with Danny Ferry, and a few other chaps. We're going to it was a surf and turf.
Okay.
That's in October, and then I've got my own one with a good friend of mine. It's sort of like a closed group. I don't offer it to a lot of people. It's kind of like if you know, you're in.
Yeah,
So I've got
yeah.
20 golfers going for that. It's like a fun one. And that's
Nice.
in, where is it? In Turkey, actually, in
Oh,
Turkey. So
cool.
yeah, so I've got those trips going over Christmas, over winter. Um, yeah, so I don't know, just keep on doing what I'm doing in the YouTube. I think it's enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say.
But yeah, I'm doing some work for Hack Motion.
Oh, cool.
So I'm doing some videos for Hack Motion. Yeah, so I think I'm getting sort of like recognized within the industry
Mm,
about my editing sort of skills. I like learning like new things when it comes to editing and stuff like that. So I think
yeah.
Dyson was like saying you're the king of reels, all the editing stuff. And
Yeah, your reels are on point. That's something that I need some serious
I
work
went,
at.
you
So
got to
I
know
need
your
some
strengths.
tips, mate.
But yeah, no, I enjoy sitting down like in front of the computer, editing stuff, and it's like my escapism.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's nice. I think that's what affords the opportunity within the game now, especially for sort of personalities within the game, is the ability to obviously then learn other skills. Because I think sort of Rick Shields sort of spoke about this, didn't he? With the fact of when he first started YouTube, it was just his initial reason for starting it was just to get more people having golf lessons.
yeah,
Which you
yeah,
look at now, and that's funny, really, now, isn't it? When you look at
yeah.
what his job is now. I mean, his job is just to be a content creator, and
Yeah.
he can just do
I'm
what he
sure.
likes.
I'm sure it's the same sort of ethos because he's inspires so many golfers and all golf pros to do the same and play
Yeah,
golf and also be like social media. Um, and so he's inspired a lot of people. Yeah, so he's still carrying on that same sort of. He just wanted to have the same, wants to improve, wants to get more clients in to teach, and then
yeah,
just look how it's just gone,
yeah.
yeah,
No
exponentially.
more teaching going on. I don't think for Rick Shields anymore. I think he's
Yeah,
done.
I'm sure he enjoys it. I'm sure he enjoys it. Uh,
Yeah,
and putting his knowledge from his, I think, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I think that would be actually a quality little video idea for him, is just to have a real stripped down version where he just goes back to teaching someone just for a video, just
yeah,
back, goes back to the Trafford Centre or whatever,
yeah,
and just teaches someone, does an hour lesson with
yeah.
just a regular golfer to show that he's still got it, I think that'd be quite a
That
cool
would be
sort of
very cool. That would be definitely.
it'd probably win back a few subscribers after the live move anyway.
Yeah.
What's your views on the game at the moment and where it's going and what's happening in the game? Obviously, do you think it's in a good place?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
Yeah.
um yeah, I think it's become a lot more open for more accessible uh
Mm,
now a lot more. There's a bit of a fight between sort of tradition and what else would you call it? Rebellism, I
yeah.
suppose, and they're making it more accessible. Um, and yeah, I think it could be a case of like the older generation having a bit of a conflict between the younger generation when it comes to the golf sort of scene things. Um, and I think the older generation doesn't want to feel intimidated from these new people coming in.
Mm,
I think there might be a bit of a clash with that.
mm.
But apart from that, I don't think. I think it's just growing, isn't it? Especially with Have the Gilmore went out
Have you
there as
watched it yet?
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
might have done. I was supposed to have my mates come over actually on the Friday, but they were
Oh,
both
you're gonna be in trouble.
busy. Yeah.
They
So
can't make you wait. They can't make you wait a
no,
week. That's insanity. That
I
can't
know,
happen.
I know. But yeah, it was. Yeah, that was. Did you watch it? Have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it on the Friday night. And yeah, me and my wife watched it then, and I
Right.
thought it was it was everything I hoped it would be. I mean, this is coming out next week, so it's been 2 weeks. We can talk about it. Whoever hasn't seen it by now should have seen it by now. So
Yeah.
I thought I thought within 4 minutes, I won't give this bit away, but within 4 minutes, I knew that we were onto a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I just thought, yeah, that's what would have happened in the original. It did happen in the original, so that's perfect that it's not trying to it
Yeah.
it didn't try to have this over the top message or anything like that. I thought it was just a brilliant um slapstick comedy,
Mm.
which
Yeah.
everyone needs. And I laughed several times out loud, which I can't remember the last time I did that in a movie.
Nice. Oh, cool.
Just because
Very good.
it was silly,
Yeah,
it was
yeah, yeah.
funny, the cameos were fantastic.
Cameos
I
are
was
good, wasn't it? I
I
think
was
that's it, didn't they? It was, oh no,
oh
you're
yeah.
just trying to pro golf or spot the cameo. I don't think I've never seen anything like that with so many famous people in there. I
Oh,
feel
it's
like that,
insane.
isn't
I
it? Oh,
mean, Xander Xander might have
it's
stole
next
the
level
show.
stuff, isn't it?
He
Really?
was unbelievable with that. And then Scotty just fully diving into the whole prison thing
Yeah,
was amazing.
yeah, yeah,
I thought
yeah.
the only shame, and I was left until the very end, basically just waiting for it, was Tiger. I was,
I did hear rumors that him and Charlie was going to be on it
yeah,
from something, but yeah, no.
that
Shame,
was
really.
the only thing. I was,
He got his face, wasn't it, on a
yeah,
statue, wasn't it?
yeah, that's it. Maybe that's all we got. That's
Yeah,
just, I expected him at that dinner or something like
yeah,
that. But I mean, having like Jack Nicklaus, Faldo,
yeah.
it was so good. It was so good. And he didn't try and be the original either. I thought it was sort of his own thing. And I know people got a bit annoyed by the whole, the other league thing that was in it. They thought that was a bit over the top, but it really didn't bother me.
What's that?
The what was the name of the league that was being set up? Um, that was that had all the fireworks and the snow and all the craziness.
Don't know about that.
Um, it was the one where they were snipping they were snipping their hip.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
forgotten the name of what it was. There's a
Yes,
lot of people that I've seen have whinged about that because they thought it was too much and over the top, but
yeah.
it's a silly film. Like, of course, it's going to have all that stuff. It was great.
So, yeah, abnormal. Hit the ball further. Must be Happy Gilmore. He's not maybe he had that. I was thinking is that maybe he had that sort of surgery from the hockey.
Yes,
Um,
yeah,
slipped out, but no, it was raw talent.
that's it. It's just
That's
raw
what it's
talent.
sort of what I come to learn from. Hey, pure Happy Gilmore's pure talent. Who would have thought?
It was Bryson
It's not
sticking up for
cheating.
Rory. It was Bryson sticking up for Rory in that bit as well was just so funny. It was just I had to keep on. My wife's not a golfer, not interested at all. I had to keep on sort of pausing it and going, "That's funny because,"
Right, gotcha.
which I'd imagine a lot of people found themselves in the situation of
Yeah,
just like,
yeah,
"Hey, that's really funny," and there is a reason
yeah.
for it, which was great. It didn't try and appeal to the masses. It appealed to golfers, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just,
Yeah, you could watch both of them. You could watch the second one, not know that you've not seen the first one.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. You'd be a bit confused about Ben Stiller throughout the whole thing, but
yeah,
you definitely enjoy it, which was great. And
yeah,
yeah, golf needs that lightness, and you had Bubba Watson sort of basically his bit where he complained about this new league that was starting, and that the fact that people were going to defect over to it was so funny.
yeah, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
brilliant. Whilst he's
It's
wearing
very
his range coat
topical as
stuff.
well, isn't it? It's very topical.
Oh, it's bang on. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's literally perfect for it, which is great. So no, I agree with you. I think the game's in a great place, but there is definitely that clashing that's going on in clubs, I think,
yeah,
around the world and it is a difficult balance, isn't it? I talk about this on the podcast quite a bit, but um heritage is intrinsic with golf,
Yeah.
but times have moved on.
Mm.
Um, and people should be allowed to express themselves on the golf course and not feel intimidated by the long sock brigade and all that sort of stuff. But I
Yeah.
but I always feel like there is places that should remain untouched, like forever. So I see like
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
So I mean, I'm not going to rock up with that's if I had the opportunity to play Wentworth with a t-shirt and what have you and a hoodie, I
yeah,
wear my best clobber.
yeah,
I would look smart. But if you're out with your mates and you're rocking up at your
local
own
public.
course and you might be
Yeah,
able to get away with it, then yeah, I want to feel comfortable. Uh,
yeah. I look at like rules Singaports, and you see that place and you think they still make you wear long socks there, and I'm game for that. That's
yeah,
absolutely fine because that place has been around for how long? You know what I mean? It's such a
yeah.
long period of time. If all I have to do to play that beautiful golf course is wear long socks with my shorts, sign me up. No worries
Yeah.
at all. How much are the socks? 40, 50 quid? Fine, let's do it. No problem
Wow,
at all.
right, okay,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm
That's
guessing,
like
I'm
takes it
guessing,
round.
I'm guessing if you get there and you don't have the long socks, they're going to charge you a bit for their local ones.
I literally I worked for a golf club, and you had to have those socks on. So you had
Oh,
people
really?
from London coming down and play the three courses, the most famous four around in Bournemouth. And
Mm.
yeah, I had to turn the people away to say, "I'm so sorry, you haven't got the socks on. You can't play golf here." I was like, "So do you have any then?" I was like, "No, we're sold out, unfortunately." So
Oh,
it's my responsibility. If they go out and with their without if I didn't see that, I get I
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
members coming saying, "Why have you left? Why have you let those golfers out on the golf course?" And it's down to me, and I was like, it was. I could,
Horrible. Yeah.
yeah, I can as I want to. I'm quite a socialite. I want to be come off good.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I'm like that, yeah, it wasn't good for me. So
No.
yeah, it's one of it is those sort of golf courses. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
Mm,
It is as far as I know, the head pro is now making it a bit more accessible.
sure.
Maybe it is a bit, but I think it's the old members who've made it like that.
Mm,
If they wouldn't come in running in to say why you let that person know that, it wouldn't be like that. So it's the members, I think, the old
yeah.
traditional members of, um, yeah, trying to find a way in order to not allow that sort of people to play golf. I think
Mm.
because they find it intimidating. I think.
Yeah, it's really tough, isn't it? I mean, I stayed at a golf course at Manning's Heath, and I grew up
Yeah.
around that area. So that's like Horsham area, if you know it. But I grew up around that area, and it always had a tag of sort of being this very exclusive place. Not certainly not inclusive. At the time, that
Yeah.
was just how it was viewed. And you always think, oh, I'd love to play there, but it's quite intimidating. But I went back, and it's
Mm.
been through such a change,
Oh right. Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
really refreshing to see. But they've seemed to do it in a way where it was like it still felt like it was a privilege to be there,
Mm.
but I didn't feel out of place, and nobody that turned up looked like the same golfer, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you can turn up at a place and everyone looks
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
you know, um, this such a variety of different people, and they'd sort of done it in a way where it just felt like a really good atmosphere, but still held on to that. This is a lovely golf course,
Mm.
and respect the golf course when you're out there.
Yeah.
And that's a really hard balance for golf clubs to strike, isn't it? Really, that sort of finding that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You want to cater for everybody and you want to please everybody, haven't you? For the
Mm.
for the older generation, more traditionalist golfers, and for the encourage more people to come in and play golf and don't feel intimidated from
Yeah.
because the beginner golfers, they feel intimidated because the senior captains out there, and he's very traditional, and or she's very traditional and wants to see the correct attire, and they would feel intimidated because of that's that nature. It's hard for a club to tick all those boxes, and but I think it's slowly changing. I think it's getting a bit more acceptable to with wearing a hoodie
Yeah.
because you're seeing it on tour, aren't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, 10 years ago, that'd have
Yeah,
been like a big no-no, right? Like in a
yeah,
lot of places.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to become a lot more acceptable, and I think I suppose I'm pushing it a little bit by wearing sort of like t-shirts and no collars, sort of like. Um, but I'll see how much I can push, I suppose, until when someone says. But I think a
You're
golfer.
like an ambassador for Gen Z at this point.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? They're just
40
rooting
years
you
old,
on.
Neil. I've got to remember. But me personally, I think a good golfer is someone that they keep up with the pace of play, do pitch marks, and not throwing clubs, and that's just deemed as a gold golfer, whether they're a handicap of 36 or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's a portrayed as a good golfer, regardless of wearing all the gear, having the all the. They might not be even the greatest golfer. They might be an absolute.
Yeah. Oh, you see it all the time, don't
and
you? All the gear,
yeah,
no idea. Like, and that's not helpful for the course generally. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one
yeah,
enjoys being stuck on pace of play. Just quickly, I
yeah,
do want to
yeah,
address this point this week because I don't want to forget about this. I was in like a little tournament at the weekend that a friend of mine organised,
yeah,
and it I was irked, Neil. All right, okay, I was irked, all right, because we were like the third group off, and it was four ball, and they wanted it to be ball in hole golf as well. All
yeah.
right.
Okay,
Now that naturally ball in hole golf, it naturally is going to take longer than a friendly, giving a foot gimme. It's just gonna take longer. So we got to like halfway through the round. I think we were at the turn. We got to the turn in probably just over 2 hours, something like that. As a four ball, pretty reasonable sort of.
9 holes,
Um,
2 hours. Yeah,
yeah, 9 holes in about 2 hours.
yeah. Good pace.
Yeah, bearing in mind it was society, and we look at our phones and we've got these text messages of like, can the third group pick up the pace? I think the third group needs to pick up like 3 or 4 text messages of picking up the pace. It's a bit of a whinge now, and they're probably going to listen to this and be like, we were just
Yeah,
saying. But I don't think it was their fault. I think it's this for me. I think it's this thing at the moment in golf, which is a bit of like a epidemic of pace of play, and there's this sort of I don't know whether it's the case with like you look at these personalities like Mark Wahlberg brags about playing a round of golf in an hour and 20 minutes, like in the morning, and you get these guys that go out super early at their clubs or whatever with a buggy and get around in 2 hours. And it's almost become like this thing of like, how short can we make a round? And then that gets a little bit mixed up with what happens on tour, where there's like 6 hour rounds, 7 hour rounds, which is obviously that's a
yeah,
ridiculous amount of time.
yeah.
But generally, a 4.5 hour, whatever a round of golf is normally pretty acceptable for four guys playing golf.
Hmm.
Most people would agree. That's sort of, but there does seem to be this thing of trying to make these rounds, and people, if they have to wait on a tee box for longer than like a minute, they start to get itchy and start to get annoyed. And I just think it's because of this tidal wave of pace of play. For me, if I'm playing around, there's nothing worse than feeling super rushed because that takes away from some of the joy of it. And it's equally not fun to wait around for a huge amount of time either.
Yeah,
But there is like this balance point in the middle, which seems to be, I don't know, maybe it's just in my circles, but I do see it where people seem to be getting irritated. For me, that's like an
Yeah,
ideal amount of time to play golf, you know?
I,
I don't know if you're seeing the similar thing, but just,
no, I'm not seeing anything out there. I've not heard anyone. I do try to encourage people to speed up, or like when you're coaching. I've had so so I've had a client. It's just they're going back a few years ago. Have a practice swing. I'll make sure that you hit make sure you hit the left part, the mat or the grass, to see that you've hit ball and turf.
yeah.
So he's gone out there and he's like 3, 4, 5 practice swings, still not missing the turf.
No.
I'm like, and he's comes back and says, yeah, my mates are not quite happy on me telling me. It's just like, yeah, trying to have 1 practice swing or 2 practice swing maximum. It's like, I don't think I've got any friends now, Neil. Like 20 practice swings. They don't want to play golf with me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long round of golf if you're hitting
exactly.
how many shots.
No credit on me as well. It's like, don't have a lesson with Neil. He said,
He'll make you have 5 or 6 practice swings as part of your routine.
So it's definitely one of it's as long as you keep up with the people on front, then the clubhouse, the marshal will be fine. It's just what you play. What you don't want is the marshal when you're on holiday, especially as well, where you're going out and you see the marshal and you clock him. It's like, please don't say you need to speed up. Please don't say, because it totally ruins your round, isn't it?
Oh yeah. If you feel rushed, it's horrible.
Yeah, exactly. You feel rushed, and then your whole swing gets rushed, and he's like,
yeah.
You blame the marshal, don't you? It's like,
yeah. And that was the thing. We didn't have the marshal out. We literally all we had was the which was brilliant, by the way, and it should happen way more at UK golf courses. We had a drinks cart coming out to meet us on the court, on the course. That doesn't happen in enough. On the court, that'd be good, wouldn't it? I was in the wrong place. That doesn't happen in enough places in the UK. We need more drinks carts coming out and meeting you on the course. That's absolutely ideal. That's where the Americans have got it bang on, haven't they?
Yeah. We haven't got that, have we?
We haven't really got the weather for it, I guess, most of the time.
No, exactly. So, a coffee or beer or a water bottle.
Neil, awesome chatting to you, mate. I mean, we've covered a variety of different topics, really, haven't we? But is there anything in particular you want to sort of either shout out, or any sponsors that have been amazing to you at the time, and also where people can find you as well, mate?
Oh, cool. Yeah. So Palmore have good the guy who he does it all, designs it all, Liam. Good friend of mine now. He get some lessons with him. He's giving some lessons. He's a local guy, but he's sorted me out with some gear, and honestly, I love the stuff anyway. So
that's awesome.
I love it. He's a bit of a skateboarder as well. So back in the past, it was kind of that sort of vibe. And I do like that gear. So I shout out to Palmore. I think that's about it, really. I don't think I've got anything. Golf Travel Centre, they're a good bunch there. They're supporting me with a few bits as well.
Nice.
For like golf holidays and stuff. So shout out to them. I can't think of anything else. So what else? And you can just follow me on Instagram, Neil Williams PGA, and my YouTube is Neil Williams PGA as well. So I'm based at Salisbury for golf lessons, and Parley at golf lessons as well down Bournemouth. Yeah,
fantastic, mate. I'll make sure that all of that is in the show notes as well, with links to it, so people can follow. That's fantastic, mate. Well, Neil, I've thoroughly enjoyed our chat, mate, and thank you so much for taking the time and giving me your time.
Pleasure. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate
it.
I asked to do this, and looking forward to catching up.
Absolutely, mate. Well, your smile has made me smile, so that's all I can want. Thanks, Neil.
All right, all the best. Take care. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.